I was talking to one of you boys today, and this is a homie. He's about early 20s, we'll say. He's 22. And we were talking about this concept of girls. And he's considering working with me, considering becoming a client of mine. And right before we hang up, he says this last little line. He said, yeah. One other thing that I might need to work on is when it comes to girls, I've noticed something, right? What he noticed is literally something that every man notices at some point. Some of us notice it at a very young age and we're taught it and we learn game pretty quick. And then there's others of us that notice it later on. He said, what I noticed is the type of woman I want is always with a certain type of man. And I see a woman, I'm like, oh, this is the girl. Like, this is my type. This is the type of woman I want. And then I look to see what type of man she's with, if she's with a man. And then when I look at it, I'm like, sure enough, that's the type. That's the type. And it's the type of dude who he's got it going on, right? He may have a certain look to him. He's in good shape. He's got some muscle on him. He's got some money. He may have certain social status, some car game, right? He's got a nice car. He's got a good job, whatever. He's like, I think my boy said he's a Chad, right? He's a Chad type of guy. Okay, cool. So we all kind of have a general idea of what he's saying. And he's saying, anytime I identify a woman that is the type of woman I would want to be with, if she is not single, then the type of dude she is with is that type of dude. And he said, I was a late bloomer. I didn't play any sports in high school. Like, I'm not super athletic in that way naturally. How do I become that Chad type dude? Like, have my own business, be athletic, yada, 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 all these kind of things. If you haven't realized it yet, the type of woman you want, talking to you, the type of woman you want is usually with a guy like that. But every now and then, somebody breaks the matrix, right? Every now and then you see this, chopped dude or a mid dude, may not have a whole lot going on, and he's with a baddie, right? Like, it ain't fair. It's like, hang on. What did you do that I don't like? What do you know that I don't know? And then it's like he doesn't even have a lot of money. It's like, hang on. He's smiling too. It's like, yo, what does he know that I don't know? I'm about to tell you what it is right now. And it's something that you've heard before, but I need to break it down for you, okay? There are two things, and only, like, hear me, boys. Those of you that are watching this, you need to understand. This is what I do for a living. I've been a nerdy incel. I've been kind of Chad-ish in my own way. I've had a lot of exposure to a lot of different women. I've dated women that are more conventionally attractive, like pretty darn, and not as conventionally attractive, but still hot, still attractive, right? To me, relatively speaking, right? It's a preference thing. I'm being real, boys. These are things that your youth leader is not going to tell you. These are the things that your pastor is not going to tell you. So if you're listening to this, lock in, okay? There are two things that women are attracted to, and two only. Now, these two things, hear me, these two things come in a lot of shapes and sizes. They come in a lot of varieties, okay? The expression of these two things can look different from man to man, okay? So when I tell you these two things, let me tell you this. You have it in you. You do. You have it in you to exhibit these two qualities. It's going to look different for you, though. It's going to look different than it does for me, than it does for Chad, than it does for the boy I was talking to today. All right? There are two things, and I told him this too, by the way. The first thing that a woman is attracted to is a man who she can raise babies with. All right? It's all about babies. It's not about, I'm not saying that that's the role of women is to make children. That is literally how they're designed. But I'm not saying, I'm not trying to reduce women to baby makers. But we're talking about attraction, right? Just so we're clear, we're talking about attraction. What kind of attraction? Platonic, let's be friends attraction? Oh, this is a good career partner attraction? Oh, we could build a good life together because we think about money the same way attraction? No, we're talking about attraction, you hear me? And what does attraction lead to? Ultimately, ask your parents if you don't know, but babies. So we're talking about the type of attraction that leads to babies. It's all about the babies, okay? It's all tied together. If y'all are locked in, I mean, we're a Bible-believing channel. We're a Bible-believing group here, boys. The Lord created that to lead to children, and it does. Okay, so it all ties back, intertwines. She's looking for a man that she wants to raise babies with. Okay, this is the type of dude who, when he goes out to get the milk, he comes back later, right, with the milk. This is the type of man, he says something, he does it. This is the type of man who does not cheat on her. This is the type of man who is somewhat predictable. This is the type of man who will be a stable father figure. Type of man she wants to raise babies with. Okay? Now, the church will teach you how to be that guy. If you don't know how to be that guy, oh, I wouldn't be a good father figure. Go to church. They will learn you all the things you need to learn to be the type of man that she wants to raise babies with. The church does a great job at that, okay? But here's number 2, okay? And hey, I grew up in the church. I grew up reading all the marriage books, going to the things. I did everything but preach at the church I went to. I'm very familiar with church. And boy, let me tell you, they don't teach you this one. But this one is just as important. And the younger the woman is, the more important it is. We'll talk about that in a second. You must, not only is she attracted to a man that she wants to raise babies with, the second thing, remember I said there's 2 things. One, raise babies with. The second one, y'all probably already guessed where I'm going, is the type of man she wants to make babies with. Okay? She wants a man to raise babies with, but she also wants a man to make babies with. Okay? This is the sparks. This is the chemistry. This is that electricity, the attraction that draws her to him. This is why she hates that she loves the bad boy. She hates that she loves the Chad who treats her poorly, who's rude and inappropriate and speaks his mind and ticks people off. She hates that she loves him, but she can't help it. Because the part of her that wants a man to raise babies with lives here and a little bit here. But the part of her that's attracted to a man to make babies with lives here and lower down, okay? And she cannot escape it. She cannot escape that side of it. I don't care if she's the drunk girl at the bar at 2 a.m. or the pious girl at church the next morning at 9:30 a.m. No matter what girl you find, she wants both of those things in a man. A man to raise babies with, a man to make babies with. Now, something y'all have to understand. When she is coming of age into like adult biological maturity, puberty, right? So like, let's say 18, okay? She's a legal adult. She can do what she wants to do. At 18, fully matured physically, right? Is a sexual being, okay? At that point in time, this part of her knows, in theory, yeah, I need a good man that'll be good to raise babies with. She knows that. And if she grew up in the right kind of home, with the right kind of influences, then that's been strongly impressed upon her. And depending on how mature she is, depending on how spiritual she is, depending on her upbringing and etc., that impression may be stronger, or it may be not as strong, or it might be barely there. But that is in there at 18 years old. It is. But you know what? Don't matter. It doesn't matter how she was raised, what she was taught. She doesn't need to be taught. There is an instinctual, primal desire in her to find a man to make babies with, and that's half the equation. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is at 18 years old, for most girls, that's the heavier half. That's the most developed half. That's the strongest half, is when she is in her peak fertility. When she's in peak fertility, guess what she wants to do? Have babies. Guess what she needs to do? Make babies, to have babies, to take advantage of that peak fertility window. So that's at an all-time high, right? Now, here's what happens. As she gets older, that starts to level out, and then it drops a little bit. It doesn't really ever fade away, but it drops a little bit, and then it levels out, and it kind of goes down and down over time, right? She will never not be attracted to the type of man she wants to make babies with. She will always have that, but it does trend downward and level out over time. Okay. Now, this other thing, the man that she wants to raise babies with, like I said, when she's 18, that's probably not going to be as important to her as the man she wants to make babies with. Even if she grew up in a decent home, even if she's a Christian, the part of her that really is attracted to a man is going to be the part that wants to make babies. Okay. But over time, what'll start to happen as she gets wiser, as she gets more mature, as she gets more experience, she will start to value the stability, the man of his word, the rational man, the man who does what he says he's going to do. She will start to value the type of man that the church produces more and more and more. It doesn't mean she stops valuing the other man, but she values the man to raise babies with more and more and more. And then for some women, if they can't find a man who does both, they spend most of their fertile years chasing, sleeping with, being heartbroken by the man that she wants to make babies with. And then as that fertility is coming into a decline and she realizes this is not getting any better, this is only getting worse, and she begins to value the traits to make or to raise babies with even more, that's when she goes for the nice guy, right? The nice guy is the guy who is really good at raising the babies, probably, but not the ideal one to make babies with. But hey, when she's higher up in age and maturity and realizes the fertility is not going anywhere but down, it becomes more important to her to go ahead and lock it down. Okay? Again, I mean, some of y'all will think that it's anti-Christian of me to say this kind of stuff. I do not care. I absolutely do not care. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Guys, 150 years ago, this was not a conversation. Those of you who are upset at me for pointing this stuff out, you need to wake up and realize that we are living in a weird bubble where everyone's getting married later. The entry to marriage in the modern West seems like so much harder. It seems like so much more of a delayed thing, right? There's feminine empowerment and there's, you got to focus on yourself, king, and all these things that are pushing marriage further and further back. It's not natural, guys. It's not how God designed it. It's not natural. For the bulk of human existence, people were getting married in their teens. For the bulk, the large majority of human existence. And honestly, that's the way that we probably should be doing it. Is you live in a rural area, you're not in a big city where you're swiping on Instagram and trying to find the perfect woman for you or a dating app or anything like that. You find a good quality person that's half a day's horse ride from you. Y'all get married and you stay married for life, you get married young, you make lots of kids, your son is 15 when you're 30, right? Or thereabouts. And so you're teaching him how to be a man as much as you can. And you're growing with him. He's helping you in the field, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. Does anyone know what they're doing as a teenager? No, not really. But you do understand what a lifelong commitment is, and you make it and you figure it out together in the context of community. That's how it was ran, like in a lot of situations. Okay. What we're doing now is the weird thing, and we're suffering the consequences of that. And the truth is, that's how the women's drive fluctuates. Now, coming back to the two things, right? I want you guys to have those two things that it takes to attract a woman. I want all of you watching this to be the type of man she wants to raise babies with and the type of man she wants to make babies with. Now, listen, I don't care if this, we got what, 350 subscribers right now? I don't care if this thing blows up to 1 million subscribers. Not enough of y'all will even do what I'm saying to make a difference. Guys, there's no competition. There's no competition. It's so easy. It's so easy. I know it may sound like hyperbole for me to say that, but there's really no competition. The guys I work with, myself, are out here crushing it. Having, like, spoiled for choice. Like, knowing that they have women that they can talk to. Knowing that they have women that want them for the right reasons, for multiple reasons, right? Guys, you can all do this. The way I describe, and I might do another video on this later with a graphic, but this is a raw talk for the boys, right? The way you do this is through 2 P's, purpose and power. So my homeboy that I started telling y'all about at the beginning, he said, I noticed the type of girl I want is always with a certain type of guy. And that certain type of guy has X, Y, and Z things, right? Power is what she wants to make babies with. Purpose is who she wants to raise babies with. Okay? Purpose and power. Power is that thing that turns her on. Purpose is the thing that locks her down. I'm going to say that again. Power is what turns her on. Purpose is what locks her down. Okay? You got to have both. We're talking about power today. The things, so you guys will be upset at women that go after money because she's a gold digger or she's attracted to the lifestyle, the cars. Oh, he's got the muscles, he's got the height, he's got the money, he's got the looks. Oh, he's got the status. She just wants him for those things. She's so shallow. Sometimes, but honestly, bro, you're just coping. Because here's the thing. All of those things are power symbols. It's like a mating dance. It's like peacock feathers, okay? It's symbolic of power. It's symbolizing what she's truly attracted to. All women want a man who is powerful. That's what turns them on. That's what she wants to make babies with. That's why, like we said, a lot of times the baddies are with the chads, but we see somebody that break the matrix every now and then. We see the chopped or mid guy. He's short, whatever. The stereotypically not chad things, right? He's got some of those going on, and he doesn't seem impressive. Okay. But he does have a form of power. He can make her laugh. He can put her at ease. He can make her feel safe. These are things that powerful men can do. And these are things that you cannot purchase with money. These are things that a nice car doesn't do. The nice car and money and maybe muscles and tattoos and yada, yada, yada. Those are symbolic, but they can be false symbols sometimes. And deeper women know this. When you see a woman with the mid guy, and he's not necessarily rich, he's just a good dude, but it seems like, why is she with him? It's because he's exuding power in the form of confidence. Now, confidence is not a masculine trait. It's just a human trait. Okay? Virtue, honor, those are not masculine traits. They're just human traits. But I will say this, a man cannot be masculine if he's not confident first. Life's not fair, boys. Life's not fair. You want to be a shy, insecure little girl? It's kind of cute. Oh, the shy, insecure girl, right? That's kind of cute. Like there's some guys that really like that. Like it's kind of cute when a girl is shy and insecure. A shy and insecure boy? A man who's shy and insecure? That's only attractive to like women who want to kind of be a weird kind of mommy figure to you. Okay? But the type of woman that you want, if you're still watching 20 minutes in, no. The type of woman you want wants a confident man, because confidence is the only symbol, catch this, confidence is the only symbol of power that is never lying. Confidence is the only symbol of power that never lies. Now, is it possible to fake confidence? Yes. I'm talking about real, lasting confidence, tested under fire. That's power. That's the only symbol of power that is never lying. If a man is exuding true confidence, which you can do at any height, at any weight, with any level of messed up facial features, with any amount of tattoos, any amount of money, you can tap into and exude a God-grounded confidence, which is, I say again, the foundation for masculinity. Can women be confident? Absolutely. I personally love a confident woman. I don't want a little doormat, mousy, Luke, whatever you think. No, I want a confident queen woman. Okay, that's just me. You guys can have what you want. I want women to be confident, all right? But a woman can be insecure and still be feminine. She can still retain her femininity without confidence. A man, you're cooked, bro. Unless you can be confident, you will not be masculine. Period. Life's not fair. Cry about it, right? There is a flip side too. I'll go ahead and share this with you guys. A woman can be insecure and stay feminine, but you know what she cannot be? Stressed. If she is chronically stressed, like chronically meaning long period of time, like over a long period of time, stressed, then she will not retain her femininity. She will have to step into a masculine energy, a sort of survival mode, and she will not attract the type of man she wants, which is why she loves when you help her feel safe, when you make her feel safe in your presence. It makes her even more attracted to you because it allows her to relax into her feminine energy. But guess who cannot make her feel safe is an insecure, underconfident man. He ain't going to make her feel safe. You get it? So you have to be confident first to be masculine. Confidence is not masculine itself, but it's a human trait that's disproportionately more important for men. Okay? Confidence is the only symbol of power that will always be true. If I work with my boy that I talked to today, which I think I will, I think he's a great fit, and I think he's going to make a decision that is going to be best for him. But if I do work with my boy, and if I work with any man, which I work with a lot of different men from all walks of life, what we do is we learn to ground his identity so firmly such that he exudes confidence because of who he believes he is. That's where the deepest, most unshakable form of confidence comes from. Those of you who have done my stuff, who have seen my stuff, who have gone through Ultimate Confidence, you remember the confidence triad. Alignment, groundedness, and identity, with the core pillar being identity, right? Identity is who you think you are. And if you're finding your identity in your money or your muscles or your height or your health or your career, then your identity, thus your confidence, is only as strong as the things in which, you are grounded to. Yeah? The trick is to find your confidence in God. I have some worldly things Some have fallen in my lap with genetics. Others I've had to go work for. We've all have a mix of it, right? But I don't boast in any of those things. I boast in God, in who He says I am, right? And when you're connected to the Lord, when you realize what this book says about what belongs to you as an adopted, beloved son of the King, and when you not only realize it, but you internalize it, you truly believe it with your whole being, the game starts to change. The game starts to fully change. And then you're exuding a confidence that cannot be faked and is always a true symbol of power. We're not using this to manipulate women. Okay, that's not what this is about. All women want good, confident men. They have a lot of examples of bad, confident men, and they have a lot of examples of good, underconfident men. And they have a lot of examples of bad, underconfident men too. But I don't care what they tell you, whether they're feminist, whether they vote red, whether they vote blue, they appreciate a good, confident man. So as you pursue this, I want you to understand it's not about attaining to a status. It's not about getting money. It's not about getting muscles. Those things are all great. Go for it. I enjoy the gym myself. I enjoy making money myself. I'm not telling you not to do those things. I'm just telling you those things are not what gets the thing going. Those things are symbols, but they are not the true source of power, which is confidence. It's basically the same thing. Power, confidence, almost borderline interchangeable. Okay? Hope that helped, boys. This has been For the Boys, I think, episode 27. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're not subscribed yet, don't be a loser. Hit the subscribe button. See you soon.